Hello, everybody. My name is Cindy, and I will be speaking about Avril Lavigne's conspiracy theory. So, who is involved in this theory? Well, obviously, it's Avril Lavigne and supposedly Avril Lavigne's doppelganger, Melissa Vandella. So, what is the skin and bones of this theory? Well, Avril Lavigne is dead, and Melissa Vandella has replaced her and is living as Lavigne as we speak. More facts about this theory. Avril Lavigne supposedly had struggled with being in the limelight at a young age of 18, and she and her company decided to hire Melissa to distract the paparazzi and attend well-publicized events for her as she laid low. Also, the theory states that she and Melissa became friends. They were so close that Avril invited her to the studio and taught her to sing like her. She fell into depression when the events of her parents' divorce and the death of her grandfathers came along in the same time frame. In result, Avril Lavigne supposedly committed suicide during the release of her album Let Go in between the 2002 and 2003 time. Her being the main breadwinner at her record label, Arista, the company decided to hire Melissa full-time to live her life as Avril Lavigne to continue bringing in more income or to avoid losing any income by the death of Avril Lavigne. So, why do fans think this theory is true? Well, her clothing choices have definitely changed throughout the years. She did a 180-degree turn as she usually preferred pants at the beginning of her career, as you can see on the left side of this slide. And soon later, she decided to start wearing more feminine, dressy dresses, as you can see on the right side on red carpets. Her fans stated that she had hated the sight of fluffy diva-styled outfits and despised female singers and called them divas. Lavigne now dresses the way she once denounced and does not mind being called a diva now. Fans also have suggested that there is differences in the placements of the birthmarks on the artist's body. Well, you can't see it in this picture, but obviously, fans know the birthmark of where Avril Lavigne's stuff is. They know for some reason where her birthmarks are, and they can't seem to find them now. And apparently, she got more birthmarks these days, and they're just like, "Oh my god, she's not the same person because of this." Anyways, and honestly, the more significant change that we can see here is her nose. So maybe she got a nose job, or maybe she's a whole different person, or is it just Photoshop? Probably. And fans are also assuming that there are hidden messages in Avril Lavigne's song. The most recent one is something from her of her recent releases. In the first verse of her song, Head Above Water, it creates a message. We see her, I am Melissa, which is a pretty far stretch in my opinion. But just saying, Anyways, so according to Michael Shermer analysis to determine whether or not this is a valid conspiracy theory or whatever, it states the conspiracy theory is complex and its successful completion demands a large number of elements. So, if we analyze it through this phrase and everything, if this theory were true, many things have to occur to make it possible. One, Avril Lavigne has to be dead, and the company and her family have to keep it a real good secret. For example, concealing her burial, maybe bury her under a different name, and I assume that is an extensive process with paperwork and other legal stuff that could make it happen. Melissa has to learn to be Avril Lavigne. Look at my Photoshop. Don't look at it. She has to learn how to act like her, sing like her, somehow concealing who she really is to the people that always see Avril Lavigne, or maybe they are in on it too and hiding the fact that Avril Lavigne is not actually who she really is. On another note, Melissa would have to abandon her old life of whatever that was and continue on living life as Avril Lavigne. she would have to go through a whole mental process, and maybe her Lyme's disease is just a cover for her private therapy visits to continue to conceal the fact that she is actually Melissa and not Avril Lavigne. But that's also a far stretch. Moving on. This next analysis. The conspiracy involves large numbers of people who would all need to keep silent about their secrets. So, many individuals would be involved if this theory were true. Her parents would have to conceal a secret, her siblings, everyone in the record label that had worked with Avril Lavigne, potentially the police if they had to come see Avril Lavigne and determine how she had died, the burial people if the company and her family actually held a proper burial for her, and so forth. So, in conclusion, final thoughts here. Avril Lavigne has she had made a response towards this theory. She says it's just a dumb internet rumor, and I'm flabbergasted that people bought into it. Isn't that so weird? It's so dumb, and I look the exact same. On the one hand, everyone's like, "Oh my God, you look the same," and on the other hand, people are like, "Oh my God, she died." Well, obviously, the artist would say it's false. But through the evidence and everything, I see where people are coming from. But overall, I think it's way too far-fetched to be true. But that's just my 2 cents. What do you guys think about it? Is she dead? Is she Melissa? Is she actually alive? Maybe she's a reptile. Who knows? Maybe it's a whole nother conspiracy theory. Anyways, that's it for now. And yeah, have a good day, y'all. Or good night.